The following feature has been rated R by the Motion Picture Association of America. It is intended for mature audiences, and parents may wish to consider whether it should be viewed by those under 17. For further information, please consult your guide.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a special debut episode of Remnant After Dark. And of course, I'm your ASMR expert, the lovely scorpion they call Tyrion. And I am not alone in this endeavor. Allow me to introduce the one, the only, Salem, the mistress of Remnant. How are you doing today, Salem? Wonderful. Oh, I'm a little tired, but I promised everyone a stream, so that's just what I'm going to do. Can anybody hear me on this program? Actually, I should turn the music down just a tad bit. There we go. That was a little loud for me. I can't even hear myself. Anyway, can you hear me now? Okay, nobody can hear me. Let me boost my volume up. There we go. Now can anyone hear me? Hello? Okay, so it seems that I'm completely silent. Oh well. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yay. We can hear each other. Now we can hear each other do some ASMR. Talking. Anyway, tonight we are going to be having convention horror stories. Ooh, what did you guys love that? I bet we were all looking forward to hearing them, Mr. Salem. I'm sorry I got my series mixed up there. But go ahead. Now, thank you so much, my mistress.
I was going with my best friend, her youngest daughter, and until the first time, and that was with us carpooling. And everything was fine the entire trip from where we're from, state-wise, up to South Dakota. And the only weird thing that happened was later that day. And this is after we had already arrived, after we'd kind of settled a little bit. The guy that we were riding with, he made the suggestion of him and I sharing a bed in the hotel room.
How creepy.
Yeah, and that's as much, and obviously it didn't happen. My friend put her foot down and had him stay with another room. And yeah, that's my one creepy story of many that I can share, children.
Well, I'm sure you can probably think of several. As the time goes on, I'm sure you have many stories about creepy men who just want something other than friendship and companionship.
Yes.
How many creepers?
Like I said, creepers. They always vary. I've already established that there's going to be at least a creepy story to come out of every first time I attend.
Right. I mean, I've never had the misfortune of having creepers coming after me during my very first convention, but that's probably going to change as I go more and more often, right? But anyway, go ahead.
it varies from conventions. Oftentimes, and there's even some weird stories out there, just period. I think my favorite. This is. I've been attending conventions for many years, and I'd say almost 10 years, maybe a little bit more than. But the first time I stayed in a hotel room at a con, I had a weird thing happen with my grandmother and I.
Oh my.
And I should give context. My grandmother introduced me to anime and animation, so she loves going to conventions as well. Especially when she will find costumes and cosplays that she recognizes from. Did the person make it or did they buy it? Which there's no shame in either or.
Of course.
As a cosplayer.
Yes, I mean, if you gotta cosplay, especially if you're a first-time cosplayer, I mean, you gotta do what you can do to cosplay, even if it's buy something or if it's to draft something or make something. It really doesn't matter.
Exactly. And when you compare the amount of years I've cosplayed with the amount of years I've gone to at least a con or conventions, it's definitely been me going to conventions more versus cosplay. And while this isn't quite a cosplay horror story, it's still one that took place at a con, so it is a con horror story, nonetheless.
Go on.
Issue we had was the final day of the con. We're in our room eating breakfast, and someone tried to get into our room.
Oh no.
And when I say try, I mean they would have attempted getting in and the fact that I put the door. Because the con we were at had those. It's a hotel where it has the.
I'm sorry, you were cutting out for a
And
bit
what happened
there.
was, just because kid and growing up and being taught certain things, out of habit, every time we would be in a hotel room and we weren't expecting anyone, we'd always put the deadbolt on.
You should definitely put deadbolts on whenever you go to a hotel room. I mean, you never know how many creepers there are trying to get into people's hotel rooms.
And the fact that we only had 2 room keys, and one for me, one for my grandma, no one else had a key, and someone actually tried to get into the room, and the only brief thing we saw was that they were a cosplayer, and they were wearing a Katsu jacket from them.
Interesting.
Remember, stay safe at a convention and when in cosplay.
Absolutely. I mean, you never know how many times somebody's gonna come up to you and say some very creepy things or do some very creepy things or even act suspiciously creepy. But anyway, I don't believe we have any people in the queue right now, and if you want to join us in the Discord, you may very well do so. Just simply join the link that I am posting right here. I promise you.
Oh my gosh.
I promise you I will not sting you when you join. I promise you there's not going to be any kind of stinking when you join the chat. We're perfectly normal people. Or are we? Oh my goodness.
That's why I'm saying.
Exactly. That's why we are the way we are. Anyway, I don't want to just simply milk you out of all your convention horror stories, but I mean, you can continue all you want to until we have somebody who can call in.
Let's see. Actually, well, I'm going to tell a story of a creeper that happened at a photo shoot.
Oh
and while
my.
I'm telling the story, I'm going to try to find an article just to give people an idea of as far as con horror stories and such.
Okay, go ahead.
There was one year, and I'm pretty sure it was. I can't remember how long ago it was. But there was an Attack on Titan photo shoot at a big convention that I go to every year called Marvel.
Really?
And this was when Attack on Titan was becoming big, and you have everybody who was running around at the cons in Survey Corps jackets or other jackets from the show, or the white pants and the jackets, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened that made this creepy was so you have like maybe 30 plus people at this photo shoot. I did not cosplay for it, I just went to take photos. And what happened was, there was this guy, and he wore a bag over his head with eye holes, obviously, so that he could see. And he had a question mark on his bag, and the character he was cosplaying was any character who dies in the show.
Was he cosplaying as an ugly character who died in the show?
No, he was claiming to be any character. That's why he had the bag over his head, because that way he could pretend to be many characters who die in Attack on Titan, which obviously not everybody lives Attack on Titan. But even then, just the fact that he did this, and he had a couple of potatoes in his hands, and he tried to get in on photos.
Yes, I mean, it's pretty obvious that he's quite a desperate little creeper.
Yes. And the part that makes it even creepier, and I didn't actually encounter this, but my friend did, he tried finding out where in the hotel room she and another friend were staying. Like, almost to the point of following them into the elevator.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I hope they called security on the guy, because that's rather creepy.
Yeah. No. I'm pretty sure they did, and I hope they did, but no, it was still a thing that was unnerving, even then.
I'm sure it was. I mean, I would be creeped out too if some ugly guy in a paper bag mask with a crescent mark on top run around and followed me all over the convention. Not like I would mind or anything. I mean, I got my stinger, and I'd probably sting him where you shouldn't sting somebody. I'm not gonna say the name of the part I'm going to be stinging, of course, because, you know, PG-13.
I get what you mean, Kiri, and it's almost a thing I'd like to see happen.
You know what? I would love to have that happen. I would love to sting my stinger of somebody's, well, you know, for creeping and creeping all over the convention. In fact, he would be so poisoned that he's gonna end up having to go to 30 doctors all over America just to find out what's wrong with him.
But this one's not quite a horror story, but this one was a thing that I heard happen at a convention, and a few of my friends who even went that year talked about it. Not this year, but at PatsyCon.
It was in PatsyCon.
Some cosplayer, I'm trying to remember what their name was. I think it was Rad Cosplay, something of the like. But they were doing photos in the hotel bathtub with gummy bears.
Oh my.
And I'll throw the link.
Yeah, do me a favor and throw the link on the Twitch chat.
Yes, I can definitely do that.
Yes.
But what happened was, so they were doing a photo shoot, hotel bathroom, with all these gummy bears. And nothing wrong with gummy bears. Gummy bears are delicious. I favor the cherry and strawberry flavored ones because they remind me of blood. And I mean that mostly as a joke, but you get what I mean.
I understand what you mean. I mean, I would bathe in a bathtub full of gummy bears too if I had a chance to. You know? I would be swimming in it and I would be singing, "Oh my. Oh my."
Yeah.
But go on.
I added the link to the photo with all the gummy bears. And although it's kind of half and half as far as it being scandalous, but through complaints, and this is before the photo was developed, about who would waste over one giant of them out in the hotel hallway.
I mean, I've seen plenty of people doing bathtub photo. Go ahead.
Where people would occasionally come forward going, "I took a bite of one of those gummy bears. What do you mean someone?"
Oh my.
Sorry. Why would you eat unknown food that you found in the hallway?
Because it's delicious. Food,
That is true.
hallway food is the most delicious treats you can find.
It's true, but when you find an entire tub, an entire long tub full of gummy bears, and you're just like going, okay, what's the story behind this? I think even one person complained to the hotel going, someone's wasting gummy bears.
I'm sorry, I accidentally crossed my legs and I crunched myself.
No, stop that.
But anyway, that's quite crazy. I mean, I can understand.
But no, let's see. Oh, there's another one I'm going to search for because I definitely remember this one. But in the meantime, I will share another story. Same year, I went to the con in South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
I funny enough met a guy up there, and he seemed like a really nice, chill guy that I made an unfortunate decision to accept a friend request.
Oh, did you?
I did, and I regret it, but I later learned from it. So,
I mean, if he's...
and
I mean, accepting a friend request from a chill guy might not be a bad idea, but what was wrong with this dude?
it eventually got to a point where he was sending me at least 50 plus messages a day.
50?
50,
Oh,
50.
oh my. And it was in a back and forth conversation between the two of you?
Partially, yes. What happened was it started with him mostly sending the messages at first, and me being the occasional, mostly busy person that I am with
Mm-hmm.
work and everything. It reached a point where I wouldn't obviously respond right away, just because I can't have my phone technically with me while I'm on the floor and working.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was it got to a point where he actually got mad at me for not responding, and this was within a week after meeting.
That sounds pretty crazy of this dude. I mean,
It
why
did.
would he be mad at you if you're just working? I mean, come on. You have a life too. It doesn't have to revolve around some guy who obviously seems like a very lonely individual.
Exactly. Exactly. And it got even creepier after that happened, because he tried asking me out, but he didn't ask me out directly.
Oh, how did he do that?
He asked me to be his warrior woman.
Wow. I've never heard of that term before. Warrior woman.
And I think his line of logic for thinking this was, okay, she's cosplaying. When I met him, I was cosplaying Yang Xiaolong from RWBY,
Mm-hmm.
and he was cosplaying Captain America. And one of the things we talked about was martial arts, and because I used to do years of martial arts, and although I don't do it now, I still remember some stuff. But no, it got to a point where he was coming off as really creepy, and after he asked me out, he just was like, "Okay, I'm just going to ignore you, dude."
Well, that's a pretty good idea. I mean, if he wanted you to be his warrior woman, I mean, the least he could do is literally show him some martial arts moves against him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the nutcracker, the butt grinder,
Yeah.
and my personal favorite, the one where you twist somebody's nuts off and they pop off. You know that one?
Mm-hmm.
I think that one move was a Radio Molly move. At least I think it was. I would have to consult the Molly and see what karate move that was. Because that sounds like something that you should totally do.
And if it reached a point where it got to that, because I've encountered him since that happened, and he never talked to me, and I never talked to him, and then I unfriended him.
Okay, we believe I have another co-host in the on the queue. Let's bring her in. Hello, Princess Weiss.
Hi!
Hello, Weiss!
Hi!
This doesn't sound like Weiss. This sounds more like
Oh,
Ruby. The bitch.
hello. I'm just really embarrassed, cause I got so into my sewing that I didn't even know the time.
Well, that's okay. It happens to all of us. It used to happen to me all the time.
Are we talking about horror stories now?
Yes, we are.
Woohoo.
I'm sure you must have plenty to tell, Mrs.
I do.
Oh, wonderful. Well, why don't you go ahead and tell us? Because Mr. Salem is her stories are really drying up each time she tells one.
That's sad.
Yeah.
She's going to go through a horror story drought.
Well,
But I think the audience is tired of hearing all my horror stories. We need a new voice.
We need a new
I'm here.
audience. We really need a new audience, is what we need. I mean, look at this. 0
No.
viewers.
No.
Yes, we need a
Do
new
not.
audience. What?
Do not.
Do not what?
Do not.
Do not?
I know what you're thinking. Don't do it.
Well, it's not like I'm gonna post this on /P or nothing.
I thought you were insinuating that you wanted to, I don't know, murder them? Get a new audience? That's what it sounded like.
Well, if imaginary audiences like to get murdered,
No.
I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the tail. I'm gonna get the tail.
Nope. Not allowed. Or rather, no.
As much fun as it would be to potentially murder the audience, I think we should wait for that.
We should wait until after the
Agreed.
stream.
How about we wait until forever?
Anyway, so Princess Weiss, do you have a con horror story?
It's Eris.
Eris?
And I have a few.
Do tell.
They're not the longest, but they exist.
Well, we do love a long story.
Let's see. I'll start out with my first convention, which is great to have a horror story during. So my boyfriend, who I was not dating at the time, was currently injured and in a wheelchair, or on crutches, whichever. But because of the nature of the fandom we were cosplaying from, we were all prone to the phenomenon known as clumping.
Oh, I remember.
He was on crutches, ankle brace, couldn't even walk, and some crazy fangirl ran up to him, glomped him, jumped on his back, made him fall on his already hurt leg, broke his crop, and broke his crutches.
Oh my.
I guess that's horror story enough.
I'm
That is why he no longer cosplays from that fandom.
And that's
and
why
maybe
and that's why clumping is banned from conventions.
yeah.
Yeah, if
I
they
forgot
would enforce it.
Exactly.
I forgot that glomping was even a thing.
Oh.
No, I remember it. It's although funny enough, since you mentioned first convention horror stories, very first one I have from the very first convention I went to is actually about glomping.
Hmm.
And as I mentioned earlier, I've been, if we were to compare the years that I've been to conventions versus cosplaying, it's definitely more for conventions versus cosplay. And first time I went to a con, I was mostly there taking pictures of people with my disposable camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a girl, she was cosplaying as Sakura Haruno from Naruto. And she asked for a hug, which that's fine. I will give hugs if people ask for them. Unless there's someone I know, then I will just hug them automatically with no reason. Um, but shortly after getting a hug, and then I'm getting ready to leave, it's like maybe 10 minutes later she blocked me and she came out of nowhere, like the ninja she was cosplaying.
Oh, goodness.
And it threw me off so much. Granted, I didn't have an injury, but still, it was like, okay, this is a glomp. This is what I've heard so much about.
You know, I'm
I,
actually I'm actually going to admit this, but I've always wanted to be glomped until, these horror stories came out.
you really don't want to be, trust me.
But I want to be glomped.
No.
It it varies from person to person as far as how a glomp goes. Like, there can be people where they aren't hard glompers, if that is even a term.
Well, certainly I
And then
Oh.
don't
you
want. Well, certainly I don't want a hard glump, just a little soft glump.
but no. I think I know which fandom you and your boyfriend, not boyfriend at the time, were cosplaying from. And don't want to mention what it was.
I have memories associated with that part of my life.
And there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing wrong with
It was a time.
it. It's fair. I I had a lot of friends who tried to get me into said fandom, and I tried playing catch up, and I just couldn't.
Yeah.
Although, here's one I remember hearing about since we're talking cosplay. I remember hearing about this so much from a friend of mine who roomed with, and this is in regards to cosplay and body makeup. Word of advice: if you do anything with body makeup or any makeup of the sort, bring your own hand towels, washcloths, whatever.
Yes.
Because a friend of mine roomed with a few people who, I don't remember what the show that they were cosplaying from, but it required them to have a lot of body makeup, and then a few of their other friends were cosplaying from Homestuck, and the trolls in Homestuck, they have the gray makeup, the gray body makeup.
Yep.
They didn't have their own towels and everything, so they used the hotel room towels, and the makeup they had didn't come out. So the friend of mine who had the room was dumped with the fee. Yeah, you get where I'm going with this. They were dumped with because of the fact that they couldn't clean the towels because of the makeup. Yeah.
Oh my.
And she tried asking them for reimbursement of it, and they wouldn't do it.
So they just wouldn't pay her back.
No, exactly. They would pay her for the fact that they roomed with her, but they wouldn't pay her back because of this fee that had occurred on their cosplay.
Right? People these days.
That is why you choose to room with other people instead of being the room leader.
Exactly.
It's half and half. And I've been room leader before. But no, as far as being part of the room party versus room leader. And it varies on who you're rooming with.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm the room leader, I want to room with people I know I can trust who don't do that type of crap.
Right? I mean, we don't know what kind of roomies you'll be dealing with when you're room leader.
Yep.
I mean, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've never roomed in with anyone during a convention. I mean, I've only roomed with a few people during a camp out, but I've never really roomed with anyone during a convention. At least not yet. So I would never be a good room leader.
You definitely have to get a feel for it.
Exactly. I need a feel for it. I need a feel for it before I can actually become the room leader.
Well, let's see. No, you definitely have to get a feel for it, and the only way to do it is rooming with other people.
Yeah. Rooming with other people has never really been a problem with me. Or, well, except one. But that was something easily dealt with once I left the convention, I suppose. I just had a very messy room and got stressed about finding everything, and yes, my stuff got lost, but it was returned easily because the person who took it lived so close that I could just pick it up.
But still, though.
And I guess that's why I'm so cranky about room cleanliness at conventions.
Well, I'm not gonna blame you. I mean, you don't want a messy roommate during a convention. That's for sure.
Yes.
I mean, one minute you could be dealing with a clean room, everybody's happy. The next minute, one of the roomies happens to have, and I kid you not, clothes infested with roaches and whatever.
Ew.
Right? I mean, you don't want a roommate who brings roaches with himself to a convention hotel room. I mean, that's disaster written all over it. But anyway, we have been trying to reach out to someone to talk about this one event, and we will get to that when we can. Maybe, if not this stream, then the next stream. But anyway,
Oh, that event.
yes, that event. Um, but I'm going to ask, have any of you ever attended a convention that is so terrible that you did not want to go back? And I'm not mean like terrible as in, well, maybe not exactly, okay, more like the same terrible as that event was. I mean, have you ever been to anything as remotely, almost as remotely horrifying as that convention?
Which convention?
That certain convention that we shan't not speak of until we get somebody who's been there onto the program.
Oh. No.
Well, you're lucky if you've only been to decent conventions, at least.
Yeah, most conventions I've been on have been good. I especially do love Colossal Con and Katsucon.
Now tell me about your experiences with Katsucon and Colossal-Con. I mean, what is it like there?
Large, especially at Katsucon.
Like
The venue couldn't hold the people,
Oh my.
which was essentially my one complaint.
Yes, I've been hearing so many stories about shoulder-to-shoulder traffic at the venue.
Yep. It was overall a good time because I was with the right people.
Of course,
I heard that the atmosphere was very elitist, that photographers would only take photos of famous people. But I still had a good time just because the people I was hanging out with were incredible.
Well, that's good to hear. That is good to hear that at least he had a good posse to go with.
Mm-hmm.
People make the difference sometimes for conventions, whether it's a big one or a small one.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. You got that right. And if you don't have people to go with, at least you might be able to meet some new, totally awesome friends at a con. And of course, I've had that happen. I've had that happen before. I'm sure you both have had that happen before as well. As a matter of fact, one of my co-hosts, who cannot make it today, because of issues going on, happens to be one of those friends I met at a convention, whom I actually want to go to a convention with again. You know, just because they would be fun to hang around with on a convention floor.
But no, people who you meet sometimes at cons and even complete strangers within reason, it can be a good experience or a bad experience.
It just, yes, it just depends on the kind of person they are, you know.
Yes.
I've had friends who've had good experiences with new friends at cons, and bad experiences with people they meet at cons, and you know, it's all one random bag, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so do we have any more horrifying stories before we go to a quick commercial break?
Uh, well, I have one, but
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Feel free to tell.
oh, okay. Well, I was at a certain convention, I won't name it, but it was a large one, very large, and I got lost on the way back from a photo shoot. Um, this photo shoot was a bit of a disaster. So the partner I had that we were supposed to take photos with couldn't make it for a certain reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went alone, even though I was promised that somebody in our friend group would come with me, because I do have some separation issues being alone in large crowds and such.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did the photo shoot, went well, and then I came back knowing that they had chosen a signing over me.
They chose a signing
Oh
over
my.
you, and you're the client too. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, it's the people I was with.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It wasn't who you were with, it wasn't the photographer, but it was the people you were with. Oh my god.
So they had moved by the time I was done, even though I'd asked them to stay. I spent the next 2 hours chasing them down, trying to find them, and met some new friends along the way. Those friends are still some of my best friends to this day. And I returned, I found them eventually, with the help of these friends, only to receive a lecture about how I made one of them feel so bad because I had talked excitedly about meeting new people.
Wait,
Like,
what?
so basically I said, oh my goodness, I found this Ruby and Yang and they were really cool and they helped me find you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was basically told, you sounded way too excited to be hanging out with these people. Like, you didn't sound so excited hanging out with me.
Oh my god.
And most of that weekend, I was ignored, pushed aside for other people, and given news that was inappropriate for the situation. Nobody ever apologized, but they expected me to apologize for that one transgression.
Mm-hmm.
Transgression with air quotes.
Oh my, that's just horrible. I mean, they're
That
blaming.
is
They're,
really.
I hate it when awesome people get blamed because of
Mm-hmm.
someone else's mistakes. You know, that's just
Mm-hmm.
that's just it's just rather selfish, in my opinion.
It is.
I can
It's
agree with that.
also it also hurt a lot that they decided to go to someone's signing instead of accompany me.
It it
Right?
is. It's extremely hurtful because, especially nowadays, where if you're going to shoot with a photographer that you've never shot with before, you're essentially meeting a complete stranger for the
Mm-hmm.
first time. So having that friend with you it's supposed to be like in the event where something happens or the photo shoot goes south or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's safety in numbers to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So,
The fact that they chose a photo shoot over you.
you mean the signing?
Yeah, the signing. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
I
Now,
worked as an await on Bob's time.
now, may I
Oh,
ask you a question? Did you pay for these supposed photo shoots?
oh, I did pay for the photo shoot.
And they took the money and ran. That's just horrible.
No, it wasn't the photographer. It was the people that I was hanging out
Oh,
with, like my friends, who, of which one
okay.
was supposed to accompany me, that
Okay.
decided that the shooting was more, signing was more important than someone going to me with
Mm-hmm.
me to the shoot.
Okay.
So the photographer was great. He gave me all my pictures back and
Okay.
was really good to work with.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just extremely tired, so yeah.
Hmm.
I hope you understand. I've been, but yeah. Um, so go on. This is exactly why I don't stream when I'm tired.
Oh,
I don't blame
I mean, when I stream late at night or if I'm tired, it just devolves into a madness of memes.
you. Memes.
Yes, I had a meme stream at 1 a.m.
Speaking of meme,
That's perfectly fine.
speaking of meme streams, if anyone is interested, I may open the phone lines up here during the last hour just to give people some time to post their memes over the phone. So if you guys want to hear that,
Memes.
we might do that around 8:30 if we can get enough people to call in. And yeah. So
Speaking of me, can I share an old one from years ago?
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Have either of you heard the story of DashCon?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So, I've never been to DashCon, but I had a friend of mine and her husband. They have they go from convention to convention in the district, and they open up shop and they sell fandom merchandise. And they actually were here when at DashCon when they had the small ball pit place in one of the halls.
Wow.
Hmm.
And along with the raffle and concert tickets with an extra hour in it as reimbursement for a canceled panel because a lot of people were freaking out. And like I said, I never went there, but that's how the ball pit meme came to be.
Ah,
The only good part about DashCon is the ball pit.
the ball
Ball
pit.
pit.
You get 1 extra minute in the ball pit.
Yep.
Uh,
So, I think I am going to take a quick little break and let the two of you just talk. If you guys want to go ahead and talk about some other con stories with each other, you're more than welcome to. Right now I am going to prepare the phone lines. So, actually, why don't we go on a break? Just so we can set up the phone lines.
all right.
Sounds perfect.
Okay. I am going to go ahead and take a quick little snippety little break. And what we're going to do is we're going to open the telephone lines to anyone who wants to talk about their horrifying con stories. Won't that be fun?
Oh, goodness.
Oh my.
Oh my,
I'll be right back. I'm
indeed.
just gonna mute myself for a bit.
All right.
Yes, I'm going to end up muting myself as well. Well, I'm not going to mute. Yeah, I'm going to mute myself. Because I am going to avoid talking on. Well, I won't be able to hear you guys because of the whole thing with the break. But we're gonna come right back. Okay, y'all. So, to you three viewers, we'll be right back. You are listening to Remnant After Dark with Tyrion, Mr. Salem, and Eris Weiss.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna come right back.
Coming next on Nickelodeon, it's Mr. Ed.
Faster than the speed of sound.
Looks like it's alive.
Some people eat it, it's over, but I make it dance.
Me.
Have you ever electrocuted it?
Never. It'll pop.
That
Wow.
is hydrogen.
It's a steam engine?
Sure. I told you I was doing a serious scientific experiment.
Oh.
Why is the ball spinning?
I don't know. Oh, that's a big one. I can't crush it. Oh. Holy moly.
What does it all mean? Find out from Mr. Wizard on Nickelodeon.
I answered and won.
That's all 13-year-old Greg Benke had to do to be the grand prize winner of the Sun-Kissed Nickelodeon Summer Sweepstakes. Greg's from Mansfield, Ohio, and watches Nick on multi-channel. He and his family flew to Southern California and stayed at the charming Countryside Inn in Newport Beach. He was guest of honor at Disneyland, the world's most famous theme park, and he cruised all the hot spots in Los Angeles. Hey, Greg, how do you like L.A.?
Totally awesome.
Greg Benke Summer, pretty rad. Thanks to Sun-Kissed and Nickelodeon.
The place where only kids win.
Turn you around, Fizzy. Wow, you've got a twinkle in your eyes. It's beautiful.
My little pony, twinkle like ponies. The way you look is a lovely surprise. My little pony, twinkle like ponies. I love the twinkle in your eyes. I love the twinkle in your eyes.
I love the look in your eyes, my little pony.
My Little Pony Twinkle-Eyed Ponies, each sold separately from Hasbro.
Penfold's Guide for Up-and-Coming Secret Agents. Lesson 1, Question Authority.
Why are you disguised as a washing machine?
Or better yet, watch Danger Mouse.
Sorry I asked.
On Nickelodeon.
Down at Fraggle Rock.
Down at Fraggle Rock.
I love Fraggle Rock.
Chris, why don't you read something?
Do I have to?
Well, dinner's not ready for an hour.
But the Fraggles are really fun. Wow, Fraggles!
The center of the universe.
Now reading can be as enjoyable as watching Fraggle Rock on TV with a new Fraggle Rock Club. Jim Henson's family of Muppets make reading fun for your 3 to 7-year-old. Call now and get What's a Fraggle on approval for $3.95 plus delivery, a free book, and this Fraggle Rock record and tote bag. We'll send 2 books about every 6 weeks at $3.95 per book. You can cancel after 4 more shipments.
But Fraggles love to read.
He's finally found books he really likes.
Discovering the Fraggle Rock Club was a terrific idea.
With free gifts, it pays to join the Fraggle Rock Club. Call 1-800-342-3000.
You're watching Nickelodeon, the first kids network. And Jasenia Aviles from Ossining, New York, winner of Nickelodeon's Jet for a Day contest, is being a jet today at the Minnesota State Fair. The summer camp continues now with Mr. Ed, when Wilbur's got the stereo up full blast right now. Right here on Mr. Ed, of course.
Nickelodeon.
Mr. Ed will return in a moment.
Belle and Sebastian are coming your way. Next on Nickelodeon. Are the cities of gold real or just a legend? Join Esteban and his friends as they search for the treasure of the mysterious cities of gold. Only on Nickelodeon.
There she blows! A hump like a snow hill! It is Moby Dick!
Imagine 5 great books like Moby Dick, yours absolutely free to enrich your child for a lifetime. These are the living classics, specially prepared and dramatically illustrated to make reading more exciting than ever before. And you get 50 great classics in all, a complete library of the most wonderful books ever written. Thousands have been sold for $1.95 each, but you get the complete set, all 50 books for the amazing low price of only $19.95. It's a treasure your whole family will enjoy. If you're not delighted with the set, keep the 5 free books and return the others for a complete refund. Have your credit card ready and order now.
Call toll-free 1-800-342-3000 or send $19.95 plus $4 shipping and handling to Living Classics, P.O. Box 5540, Department N, Norwalk, Connecticut. For fastest delivery, use your credit card and call 1-800-342-3000.
And we are back, my lovely subjects of the kingdom.
Has shared Mangalu's tutorial from Tumblr, and
Oh, I see. Oh, we are already.
This
We're
December shoot.
Hey, we're already back on the air.
Because I had a friend come ask advice.
Okay, so I don't know what you guys are talking about. We just came back on the air, and I don't think anyone knows what you're talking about.
Oh, we were talking about how excited we are for RTX.
Yeah.
And
Oh, are ya? That's awesome.
I'm also desperately con crunching at the moment. Oops.
Crunch happens.
Con crunch always happens.
I think
Okay, Okay, I'm trying to connect to.
You will now enter the call.
the calling part of the phone line queue. Actually, I need to mute this real quick.
Muted.
Because I see we have a caller on the Discord. Our first caller of the whole program. How exciting. Should we bring him in? I think we should bring him in. Should we bring him in? Oh. Okay. I may have to disconnect from... Okay, can you guys hear me now? I think I've had something take over my microphone, so yeah. So we bring this new caller into the queue. I'm just going to take that as a yes.
Yes.
Hello, caller. You are live on... You are live on Remnant After Dark. Who are you and where are you from? Hello? Okay, are you there now? Oh, wonderful. I was just about to hang up on you.
Hello.
Hello.
Now, be careful. He sounds pretty shy to me. But anyway, Biohazard, do you have any con horror stories that you would like to talk about?
Are these personal or does any?
Any con horror stories will do.
There's one from a book that I really like. There's one I can tell you all about really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
There was a girl named Alice. She used to go to medical school. She was the perfect of the area, if you know what I mean. She did fabulous on her test. She didn't have any bad habits or anything like that. And the rest of the practicing nurses, so they all sort of got pissed about this. They would try and pull pranks on her and crap to try to get her to flinch or make a reaction, and nothing they ever did worked. But one day they decided to take the hand, cut it off of one of the cadavers they were using to study anatomy, and tie it to the light string in her closet so that when she pulled it, she would turn on the lights and notice that she's holding hands with a dead person or buried. They waited during study hall, went down, got the hand and tied it to her light cord, and they waited. That night they didn't hear anything, and nothing that morning. In fact, they noticed after 3 days that Alice hasn't come to school at all. So one of Alice's friends went into her dorm, and they found her. She was in the bottom of her closet, just looking down. The light was turned on, and you could see the hand pay a face. And all she would do is lay there and mutter to herself. The prank certainly worked, but nobody was laughing.
Oh my. Oh my.
That was awful. Yeah.
That's just terrible.
Goodness.
And this happened at a convention? Or was it at home?
Nursing school.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that can count too.
Well, it was scary.
It was.
Counts as a horror story.
Indeed.
So, do you have any convention horror stories that you would like to tell?
Me personally, I don't, since I haven't gone to a convention, so on that end, you're stuck. Yeah, that's what you're looking for, then I should probably just leave at this point.
Okay, well, if you want, I can put you back in the green room. Unless you have another horror story that you would like to tell.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for calling in, and call back anytime, Biohazard.
Okay.
Okay, back into the green room he goes. So anyway, speaking of horror stories, conventions aren't the only places you experience horror. I mean, you can experience any kind of horror, even when you're cosplaying at non-convention events.
True.
So, have you guys had any horror stories outside of a convention?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So, Princess, why don't you take a turn, and Salem can go next.
It's Eris.
I'm sorry, your name throws me off. But anyway, go ahead, Eris Weiss.
Well, I was at the mall, and I was in cosplay with my friend. One of my very first cosplaying friends, actually. And so we were just in the mall, looking for things, and we ended up in Claire's, which is a jewelry store. And one of the employees just looked at me. I was wearing red contacts. And she looked at me and just asked, "Are those real?" I said no. And she said, "Good. If they were, she would have performed an exorcism on me." So
wow.
That
what?
was a narrow miss.
So somebody was going to perform an exorcism on you right in the mall because you had red eye contacts.
Yes.
Wow.
They did look realistic. They were good quality, good brand. But
I'll bet they were.
that was a little off-putting, to say the least.
Right? I mean,
I don't blame you. Like, oh my god.
I mean, you don't have to be bad to have red eyes. You know that, right? I mean, but still, I mean, that's rather crazy.
Yeah.
And who are you cosplaying as again?
Something from a forbidden fandom.
Oh
This was
my.
5 years ago.
I get you. We still love you.
Oh.
Oh, I see we got Major Respect invading the call. Hello there, Major. How are you doing? If you want to call into the... Actually, should we do the phone lines? Or should we just continue with this Discord? What do we want to do? Do we want to bring in the phone lines or do we want to do Discord?
I'm happy with either or.
Okay. I think we'll go ahead and do some phone lines. And if you would like to call into the program, the phone number to call in is 218-339-7800. And you gotta enter the PIN on the screen, 717-1187, and press pound. We do need to get to the phone line right here because it seems we have a caller just waiting to be picked up on. So this should be interesting.
Let's not complain to
Of course not, Mr.
so
Salem.
rude.
We shouldn't be rude to the caller.
Am I the only good guy here?
Yes, you are. But give it time. We'll convert you to pure evil.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Miss Schnee, you are going to turn evil and you are going to like it. Oh, I see Major has joined the Discord. Welcome, Major. Okay, we'll go ahead and throw you into the live room. Hello, caller. You're live on the air with Tyrion. Who are you and where are you from?
I'm a pickle.
Is your name Pickle Rick?
Yabba dabba dub!
Oh, I see we got Pickle Rick on the line. How wonderful. Oh, we got a new follower. Oreo Side. Thank you so much for breaking the 69. I appreciate it.
That's so rude. Now.
What's up, Kiri?
How is it going there, Major? It's
Good.
been a...
I just wanted to invade your guys' little call here.
Okay, well, we're invaded. How wonderful. We've just been invaded. So, so do you have a convention horror story that you want to talk about?
Yeah, E3.
Okay. So what happened at E3 this year, Major? I'm sorry? Especially E3 stories. But yeah, go ahead with your story.
Basically, at E3, you know, I was posting photos, like Boogie and them.
Uh-huh.
I didn't tell you, that I, the wrong thing to Boogie.
Oh, you accidentally said the wrong thing to Boogie? Wow.
And, it became very awkward very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were talking about his divorce.
Oh, yes, the divorce.
And, that ended our night pretty quickly. I'm not gonna go right into detail about it, because it's personal for him, but yeah, I had said the wrong thing, and, it didn't turn out so well, towards the end of that day.
So did you and Boogie ever talk again after that period, or no?
We haven't really talked now.
Hmm. Well, I'm sure he will acknowledge that it was probably an anonymous mistake, and you two will probably be back on speaking terms at some point.
Who knows?
He was hoping.
And he even asked me, he goes, if they made it awkward is, he goes, oh, how do I look? Because for people who aren't aware, he's lost a lot of weight, he's a YouTuber, but anyways, he asked me, how do I look? And I said, well, you look a lot healthier. And he's like, I've been healthy. So it became awkward, like, right at that point as well.
Yeah?
Because I didn't know how to compliment him. It was, I don't know, it was hard to compliment him. Anything you kind of said about him,
I mean, I
he kind of,
You go ahead.
He kind of took it differently.
So he took it.
It's my horror story of E3.
So Boogie took it the wrong way.
He took it the wrong way because he was basically, I think the way he was seeing it is that I was basically saying he never looked healthy, I guess.
I see. I mean, did you offer any apologies to Boogie if it sounded any awkward or if it came out the wrong way?
I told him, but he hasn't responded to it, so.
I see.
But yeah, that's my horror story of E3. My other one was getting stranded in Santa Monica during E3.
Oh yes, I remember you telling that story. But yeah. Why did you tell the story?
Bad. So this year at E3, I decided to leave. I decided to do something fun. My brain's everywhere.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Decided to go to Santa Monica Pier. And took an Uber from Los Angeles to Santa Monica Pier. $, by the way. What had happened is I was like, okay, I still have like a certain amount of money in my account. I should be able to get back. Well, I get to Santa Monica Pier. It's the first time I've seen the ocean. I was there at sunrise exactly, actually, so I got a really cool photo. I don't know if I told you this, Kiri. So I ordered the Uber. We're on our way back from Santa Monica Pier around like 10 at night, like 4 hours. We actually got a notification on her phone that my card was declined.
Oh my. Oh, that's hard. That's harsh, dude.
Yeah, so basically she pulled over on the side of the road, it's just Santa Monica and Los Angeles, and told me I had to get out. So I ended up, what happened is my card had gotten frozen because I was using it in a different state. But I ended up getting one of those scooter carts, scooters all over Los Angeles. And it's like mile or something. Actually rode the scooter from the edge of Santa Monica to Los Angeles. And it was horrible because I had to go over this overpass. So we're like really close to me. Worst part is when time finishes and you have to put your card information back in, like it scanned your card, and then it starts up again and you could use it again. So it basically stopped on the highway. I had to redo it, and these cars are whizzing by me. But I finally made it back to the hotel, but that was another part of E3, and that was my last day at Los Angeles that happened. I had a variety of things happen at E3 that I'm not proud to talk about.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. I'm sorry that it all happened to you, Major.
It's fine. I got back home safe, and that happened. And besides the creepy guy that I became friends with on the Greyhound bus that keeps calling me asking to borrow money from me now.
Oh wow.
That's not a real friend.
That sounds like a gold digger to me.
Well, I don't know. He became friends on the Greyhound because we were on it for like 10 hours together, and he was really cool. And I was like, okay. He's like, hey, can I have your number? Maybe we could in Los Angeles or something in the future. And I was like, yeah, sure. But the last, he calls at like 2 in the morning asking to borrow money.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I think I know where that's gonna go. I think I know where that's gonna go. Glug, 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 glug.
Yeah, so I just stopped answering the calls because at first it wasn't about money. It was just to see how it was. I was back home, blah blah blah. Then it turned into, we should start a company and let me borrow some money from you. And he's not talking about like little bits of money. He's talking like $500 at once money.
Yeah. No.
Wow. I mean, that's crazy, dude. I mean, yeah, you're right not to make contact with this dude, man.
Yeah, I don't know. His name's George or something, but yeah, I told him when he first asked me, because he didn't ask me before, so I answered the phone, and he's like, hey, I was wondering if I could borrow a couple $100 from you. I was like, what do you mean a couple $100? He's like $400, $500? I was like, I don't have that kind of money. I don't know anybody that does. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I'll give you a call a little bit later, and we'll like meet up if I'm heading by Phoenix or whatever. Maybe we could chat and stuff. And I was, because he's here in Arizona. That's the worst part. He calls me like 2 in the morning or almost every other day now, asking for money.
You might want to,
block him.
yeah, you block him and change your number.
Well, prepaid phones don't have block.
Then you might want to get another phone number if you want to keep out of contact with this individual.
But yeah, this whole E3 was fun. Just a lot of things happened that I kind of wish didn't happen.
Yes, I don't blame you at all.
Like the things my wording towards like Boogie, for instance, a little bit different.
Yes,
I probably went to Santa Monica.
Well, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that Boogie will talk to you and the two of you will understand that it's just a misunderstanding that happened. Okay, so, do you have anything else you want to talk about, before we put you back in the green room?
Really? I was just invading your call.
Okay. Well, you may. Well, yeah. But do
I'm
you
gonna
want to
move myself actually.
Okay. Before you do you want to go ahead and plug your stream? Before you do.
I'm not really comfortable doing that.
Well, you have my permission to, so there's no worries.
Well,
there.
it's not my kind of thing though. So.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and next time you're streaming, then I'm going to host you.
There's a next time. There might not be.
Oh, there might not be a next time? Well, how
there
come?
might not be a next time.
Well, how come? Is it
it's a whole different story.
Okay. Well, we can talk about that.
Guys, nice chatting with you guys.
You too. And Major, if you're still watching the streams, feel free to stay on the line. We are going to have a meme show, a meme segment where you call in and say whatever you want. We are going to open the phone lines just for this occasion. So, do we want to do that? Should we go ahead and open the phone lines to anyone who wants to call in through the telephone?
Sure. I do have to go now.
Okay. Well, it's been great having you on the air with us, and hopefully next time we'll all have another chat. Maybe we'll have something to talk about next time.
Yes.
Okay.
It was good chatting with you. Good evening.
You too. Have a good night, Eris.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and take some phone calls. If you want to call in at 218-339-7800. PIN is 717-1187 pound. And we will be taking your phone calls. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can get you the link to this conference call. Let me see. I need to adjust some settings here real quick before I do. Okay. And I'm making sure I can still be heard on both. Okay. Let me see if I can get the link to this conference call. I'm gonna mute everything on this call real quick. Okay. Let me go ahead and send you the link. Thank you for the host, Spooky and Major. I appreciate it. I'm trying to find the share button on this thing. Give me a minute. Or actually, Salem, why don't you call the number and I will unmute you.
Okay.
Okay, while we wait, I'm going to make a quick little announcement that we will be taking phone calls. Let me see. We're gonna make a quick little announcement. We're taking phone calls. I've never seen so many viewers all at once in quite some time, which is interesting. Maybe we should do these shows more often. Okay. And I'm sorry for the dead air, guys. I am trying to make an announcement. We are now taking phone calls. And there we go. Oh, I see we got another person joining the Discord. Welcome to the Discord, Emerald Dash. Brand new people joining us tonight. I like that. Okay. The link's now up. And I've got the conference call. So we're going to wait a while for some for some phone calls. Or, of course, if you want to call in on Discord, you can, and say whatever it is that's on your mind. Whether it's a convention story, or whether or not it's a regular old story you want to talk about, something that's on your mind. Or if you want to talk about it, if you want to call in with memes, that's okay too. I have no problem with that. So let me go ahead while we wait for some callers. Let's go ahead and get to some shoutouts. So we got Major Respect, we got Z Comics, we got myself, Decaf Smurf, Emerald Dash, Len Fusion, and Slow Cool, which I think Slow Cool is a bot. So, just saying. Okay. So, are there any callers in the call center? No, there's not. Is there any callers on the Discord? No, there's not. So we're just waiting for Mr. Salem to call in. I checked the Twitters, Major. Like a boss. Like a boss, Major. Like a boss. So we're still waiting for those callers. Okay. If you want to call in from the Discord also, feel free to. I'm going to post the link, and we can take calls from the green room as well. Whatever it is, memes, whatever is on your mind. Or just call in for 15 seconds, go back in the green room, and then I'll call on you again. Okay. Are you in the conference?
I think I did it now.
Okay. Okay. Ooh, we got a 240 in area code. So let's go ahead and pick up on this caller. Hello 240, you are on Remnant After Dark. Who are you and where are you from?
It's very robotic on my end.
Oh, it's robotic on your end? Yeah, it's starting to sound a little robotic on my...
I'll try the Discord link, because I can't hear anything.
Oh, okay, why don't you call in on the Discord line? And you left the call, okay. 240, please, if you want to, please call into the Discord, and I will post the link again if you wish. If you want to avoid any robotic statics on your end. And yeah. So that was, I don't know what kind of call that was. We got Z Comics wanting to be brought into the call. So let's do this. Meme Graffiti is on the air. Hello caller, you are on Meme Graffiti. Who are you and where are you from?
Hi, I'm Zen from Maryland.
Hello.
I'm calling to ask if your refrigerator is running.
Why no, it's not running. Thank you for reminding me. I need to get my refrigerator running.
Catch it!
Oh.
Jokes, old jokes.
Hello, Admin Whitley.
Who? I don't know who it
Shitley. And you're going into the green room. And you're going back into the live room. Oh, you already left before I could bring you back. Wow. We just got our very first prank call, everyone. Call back in. Oh boy. That was...
beautiful.
I wanted his help getting my refrigerator running. I wanted Whitley's help getting my refrigerator running too. Come back, Whitley. Hi, you're on the air.
Hello, Whitley.
Is this call and hang up time, Whitley? Oh, it is. I wasn't aware we were going to get these kinds of prank phone calls tonight. Interesting. Let's bring him back in. Hello, you're on the air.
Oh man, thanks for pulling me on the air. How's it going?
And you're off the air. And you're back in. And you're back out. And you're back in again.
I should go buy a scratching card.
What? A scratching card? Are you playing the lottery?
You know a scratching card. You scratch the numbers and then you lose all your money.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I know the feeling. Major's even laughing at this guy. Why did you call in Major? Call in Major.
I have a question for the cast.
Who?
The cast of this call.
Okay, go ahead.
The stream's about con stories, right?
Oh yes, we are doing con stories.
Alright, I got a con story for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so do you want to hear a cringe one, or do you want to hear like a horror story?
Oh, we can go either way.
Alright, I'll do the horror story. So, this was like my first con I ever went to, and like I was just walking around the convention. It was packed, and like I was just trying to get my bearings, and I said I was gonna go use the bathroom. On the way inside of it, like as people were coming out, like everyone was acting all like weird, looking behind them as they exited the bathroom, and I was like, huh, that's weird. But no one seems to be using the bathroom, so now must be a good time to use it. So when I got inside the bathroom, I realized the reason everyone was leaving the bathroom because there was a crazy drunk man inside the bathroom. Yeah, just this guy in a suit.
What?
There's this guy, and imagine what the stereotypical drunk person looks like. You got your disheveled collar with like the button down. His tie is loose, and he's got he's wearing like a nice jacket, but it's like hanging loose on his body. And this guy is like bothering people in the bathroom, just like. He's there, he's pushing people, there's people in costumes trying to avoid him because they're cosplaying. And I'm just trying to go and like use the stall. But I'm like, my good Samaritan, like, hey, we should probably get this drunk guy out here so he can use the bathroom. I tried to stupidly move this man by telling him, hey buddy, maybe you should go to your hotel room or whatever, like, you don't want to pass on the bathroom, right? That's what normal people do, right? No, normal people don't talk to drunk, crazy people in bathrooms. So that was my first mistake.
Oh wow. Yeah, you don't want to talk. You definitely don't want to talk to drunk people in bathrooms, period.
Yeah, I think that was my first experience with an actual drunk person. So I think I shouldn't. I didn't have like the knowledge of like this is how people act at convention, or not at convention. This is how drunk people act.
Mhm.
And so when I tried to tell him, hey, you should probably leave, like go to your room or whatever, because you're drunk and you don't want to get like in trouble or whatever. This guy, he gets up real close to me, and like it's a very closed bathroom, like I can't move around, and he whispers in my ear, if you don't get away from me, I'll gut you like a fish.
Oh my god!
Oh my, what the heck?
Yeah, and I was like, nope, I'm leaving right now. And I just turned around and left that bathroom. I have no idea if that man got out of there, or security got him, or if someone died at that convention. But I went on and watched the Nintendo panel, and it was amazing.
That's
That's scary, man.
That is extremely crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I still remember it. Like every time, like I think of conventions, I remember that moment. But all in all, it was a fun convention. Besides the drunk crazy man.
Yeah, it's always crazy when people are drunk on the stream.
Anyway, thanks for having me on, guys. Good luck with the rest of your stream.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Whitley.
Thank you, Whitley.
Who? What? What?
I will move you now to the green room. Okay. Well, that was an interesting story. Drunk people in the bathroom. That's rather interesting.
I don't even remember there being any stories off the top that involved the bathroom. Or maybe
Right? I mean... Oh my goodness.
Aside from the occasional person that you would see who actually will change in the stall and put on a cosplay in the bathroom, I can't think of anyone who actually did it. You know what I mean?
Right?
Or did something weird like that, or crazy.
Okay, I need to up your audio a bit real quick.
No worries.
There we go. Hopefully 75% will do.
We shall see.
Okay, let's bring Major in, because he's been waiting a while.
Yes.
Hello, May. Hello, you are on the air.
Oh god, I was just enjoying the green room.
Yes.
I was looking at the clean walls, the nice posters, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like
really
the
good.
picture of all the rim?
Miss?
Hang on 1 minute, I need to send somebody the Discord link. So you get... Okay. I'm here. I was just getting somebody the Discord link.
Yeah, I was just enjoying the green room.
Did you enjoy those beautiful images of Grim in our green room?
Yes, all the Grim. All of the Grim.
I didn't look at that. I was looking at the nice green walls.
Oh yes, those are so beautiful.
You need a splash of white. Like just a little speckle. Dot of white. And then make it look... Damn. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, who's your co-host here?
Oh, that's Mr. Salem, my boss.
Your boss?
Yes, the boss of
Nice.
all. the boss of all
Has your,
Massivo.
has your, us know how we met?
I'm sorry? What?
Does your boss know how we met?
Oh, no. Why don't you go ahead and tell the boss how we met?
Yes, tell me.
Actually, I'll let you.
No, you go ahead.
No, you first. I insist.
No, you.
I insist.
No, you.
The right to remain silent.
Okay, so basically, Major and I, we knew each other from the Angry Grandpa Twitch chat, and of course, Major was the head mod, and I ended up becoming, well, I was a mod for Angry Grandpa's chat for a few years, and they brought me back on board to moderate for the Twitch chat.
And basically, I was Kiri's boss.
Mm-hmm. You were my boss for, I would say 6 months.
For AGP. But, yeah, Kiri was an awesome person, for the Twitch channel for AGP. I think, honestly, this is gonna sound sappy, like Kiri as basically a mod, and other people that came on the mod team. But I think Kiri was probably the best mod during that time before other people ended up joining. But Kiri was still a really good mod. But I'm really glad that Kiri team, honestly.
I was happy to be part of the team as well. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm the best. I'm not gonna gloat or anything, but you know, having you guys.
I'm voting for you.
but yeah, to me, the friendship I had with Angry Grandpa was a lot. It meant a lot to me, you know. And when Angry Grandpa passed, you know, it was really emotional for me myself. You know, it got pretty emotional when we lost him.
You know, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that I can't really talk about, but Memorial stream, there was some things going on preparing of that, which you remember was the Memorial stream, Kiri.
Yeah.
Which went for like 24 hours. That was really difficult because, like, I had all these videos coming in from different YouTubers. They were emailing them to Mike, and the Mike was sending them to me for the 24-hour stream.
Oh, I see okay, go ahead.
So, yeah, that's where you had, like, Dame drops and all of their videos coming in. And then shortly after it went up on the Memorial stream, the YouTubers started posting their videos. The actual, specifically. So they waited like an hour or two before they actually posted those videos. But, and then Kiri made a video, which is still visible on AGP's Twitch. I actually still leave comments on it, I believe. So, yeah, speaking of which, Kiri, non-work related, videos are open to the public now. It's no longer a subscriber base.
Oh, good. I was actually hoping to see them again without having to subscribe.
They're completely open, so.
Yeah, it's good. I'm I'm totally going to rewatch them, you know, for old time's sake. Okay, so I'm waiting for somebody to join the green room to talk about a disastrous convention. If you want to listen to the story yourself, if you don't mind, if you want to listen in, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So this friend
Just
of mine
waiting.
yeah, this friend of mine came in rather late, but you know, we're gonna take the call anyway, just because of we were supposed to end the stream around 9, but I definitely want to hear this story.
Yes, let's do this.
Okay. So we're pretty much going to help this friend out. She's brand new to Discord.
Okay.
And is actually a friend of our, one of our cast members. This friend, also one of those I've met in a convention. Oh, there we go. Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, yeah, welcome to this stream. Obviously, we're gonna have to tell you all about Discord. It's gonna take a lot to get used to.
Welcome to Discord.
This is actually the first time I'm streaming or been on Discord.
Well, yay! We get to teach the new person how to use Discord.
Yay!
Okay. Okay, so I'm assuming you were wanting to talk about BarnCon, was it?
Oh my, well, BarnCon, like,
Actually,
BarnCon,
go ahead.
as horrifying as it was the least horrifying con experience.
Mm-hmm. Give me a minute. You kind of broke in and out. Can you repeat that?
BarnCon, as horrifying as it was, and everything that happened, was my least horrifying con.
I'm sure it's probably... So it's pretty much your least favorite con ever?
I wouldn't say it was my least, definitely been the worst.
Oh, you've been to worse conventions? Wow. So before we get to that, why don't you tell us all about what happened at BarCon?
So I was actually with BarnCon. I was personally texted from my personal cell phone number. It says, hey, I have a job for you. Come to this event on this day, and I'll have a badge for you.
Oh no, this is bad already.
So I teamed up with good old Ev and everyone. She like drove us, the two of us, to the Colonnade, is where it was originally going to be held at. And we get to the Colonnade, and there's actually a bunch of people I know there from HalloCon, because he like went through and picked out who he wanted from the con he had already attended to come and do this with them. And I get there, and there's that the entire event has just been canceled, and he won't respond to my texts or my calls or my email.
Oh no.
Wow, that sounds pretty shady. So
our good friend Con Mom finally gets the new address from him, and we all head out to this barn in the middle of nowhere. And he's
Wow.
he found. No one has seen him, heard from him, anything. He texted her the address.
So what happened next?
So we show up in this pretty much empty barn. It has like a few heat lamps hanging up. And it's like it's a nice barn, but you gotta keep in mind, he's trying to throw a film festival on a farm.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's not going to end well.
So we show up, and I start doing my thing, which is keep the peace, and I start helping different people set up, and I'm like, y'all can be in that area, y'all can get in that area, and we'll all be good here, we got this. So all of this gets set up, everything's going pretty good. Keep in mind, we still haven't seen the man who's running this show.
Yeah.
This is all like the first day. He finally shows up. It's like almost 9 o'clock at night, and the event is basically already over. So we've now gone through the first day of an entire film festival and haven't seen the man who's supposed to be playing the films.
Oh no.
Wow, that sounded pretty sketchy there. I'm assuming he was probably hiding from everyone who wanted a piece of him.
That's pretty much what we figured. And then that night we actually there's like a staff and VIP dinner that me and my friend we were gonna go to. And then we got lost on the way, so we actually wound up not making it. Me and her took Taco Bell instead, because we had to get us that dollar menu, because that's how we live our lives.
Oh yes, you gotta get the Taco Bell.
And so I get home and I literally get this text and it just says, "Oh my god, did you hear what happened?" And I'm like, shit, this isn't gonna end well. And I like start getting all these phone calls and texts, and my phone is just blowing up with one of the wrestlers actually hit the event runner's brother.
Oh man, whoa. What?
Like grabbed him by his shirt and like flung him down.
Wow. That's
so,
pretty.
Like, that was already bad enough. And then the second day, we head back to our good old barn con. There's actually a donkey there. There's pictures of us at the donkey. That was how hashtag barn con became a thing. Was taking pictures of the donkey. And so we go back and we get there and we find out that the down payment for the venue hasn't even been paid yet. So we're basically squatting on this family's property.
Oh no.
Oh man. That's not gonna end well at all, dude.
And we're like doing everything we can. Hit the dude's wife and all of the dude's kids were there. And that was actually what landed me the job, is the dude's little girl loves Harley Quinn, and I'm a Harley Quinn Suicide Squad cosplayer. So the little girl was in love with me and told her dad I just had to be there, and that was how the whole thing became a thing. And so I'm hanging out with her, I'm watching her for her mom, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Where's this dude at? How are these people going to get their money? Because they're getting ready to close the gate and not let any of us back in. And so we're like starting to panic, and then suddenly we realize that all of this food and Coke and stuff that had been donated didn't make it to the venue either. So like none of our donations are here, none of our funding's here, our films aren't going to be played because we literally don't have a projector or a white sheet to play the films on. So everybody's pretty much pissed off at this point. Everybody's pretty much ready to call it quits. And
yeah.
The worst when it's pointed out to his wife that all of these provisions that were supposed to be there aren't there, and she paid out of pocket for everybody to have barbecue catered, pays for everyone to get their drinks, and then they actually the film festival and told us all that we had to leave, and whatever we didn't get off the property, they were keeping.
Oh my. So I'm guessing everybody had to go ahead and leave the property.
Yeah, and then we actually stayed and we cleaned up and we actually made friends with the lady, and that was when she told us that the down payment on the colonnade hadn't been made. Either of the venues were ever actually the venue.
So this, okay. Oh, sorry. Having this issue unmuting here. I'm actually, okay. But yeah, this dude pretty much didn't pay for anything. He just wanted someone else to pay out of pocket for everything else. Am I correct?
Essentially, that is what happened.
Oh, that is so crazy. Like, stupid, selfish. Oh my goodness. And I'm assuming there were a few things that happened that isn't necessarily PG-13.
Oh, are you talking about the sex syrup?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't want to go into, I don't want to go to the details, but yeah, I'm assuming a lot of very cringy stuff just happened at the event.
There was an 18-plus shop that had set up a booth in the middle of BarnCon and were giving out free samples of their products.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. Which I have to say, if it had been an 18-plus con, actually would have been a very interesting thing to have.
But I mean, you don't want to. Yeah, I'm pretty much there. I mean, who would sell 18-plus products at a convention where there's families? I mean, I don't get it.
See,
it's just one bad decision.
It just kind of comes down to, like, if you're gonna go to a con, you gotta expect the weird stuff with the normal stuff.
Yeah, you gotta expect the weird, especially at night. But yeah, so did anything else interesting happen at the con?
I actually don't really recall anything interesting happening because the rest of us, we vacated, and then we actually went to a LibertyCon, HalloCon, and Chattacon Christmas party. So a lot of everything after that was me getting ready for the rest of the cons to happen year-round.
Oh yes, gotta get ready for those cons.
All the cons.
Oh yes, all of those conventions. Speaking of which, I am probably going to be making my first cosplay convention appearance. I will probably mention it on the Discord at some point later, if you guys are interested.
I'm always interested.
Oh yes. Okay, so I'll make the post on the Discord here after the stream. But yeah. So, Michaela, if you don't mind me calling you by that name, so you mentioned you went to a worse convention than BarnCon?
Yeah, I wanna... So it wasn't so much the con itself that was bad as it was much more the people. I cannot push cosplay is not consent hard enough.
Oh god. I can agree wholeheartedly.
Yes, 100%.
And keep in mind, this happened to me. I was probably like 16, 17 years old. And no, I was definitely 16 because 17, it got weird.
Oh god.
Yeah, that makes that. Yeah.
Had a
Go ahead.
guy tell me, hey bitch, show me your tit.
What?
Oh, that's just sick, dude.
At a convention, a family event. This man, dressed as Deadpool with a bunch of Mardi Gras beads, said that to me out loud. And, like, I didn't really know what to respond, so I just turned around and I calmly said, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm gonna have to ask my dad first.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. So
Like,
did you?
what else?
Did you ask? So did you end up asking your dad?
Well, no, the funny thing is when I started going to cons, I wasn't even going with my parents. I didn't go with my biological parents. My biological parents have never attended a con with me. It's literally just my con family that I go with, and they all joke about my boobs. We all joke about the fact that it's the South, so it's fine, or, well, Michaela's not actually related to any of us, so we can all share it. Like, it's one of those jokes that you kind of make at cons. And nobody thinks anything of it, but the one time someone's actually serious about it is the one time everybody wants to get into a fight with them.
Oh my. Okay, so yeah. So do you have any other convention horror stories that you want to talk about? Or is there anything else you would like to talk about on the stream?
Convention horror stories. I actually have a big one. This one was by far the most horrendous thing I've ever seen anyone do at a con. This man that I considered a good friend up until this event cornered an underage girl and like tried to get her to consent to sexual acts with him.
Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible, dude.
Alcohol at a con in Chattanooga.
That is just I'm sorry, there are some sick Oscars out there in the world, dude. Seriously.
There are some pretty horrible people.
And yes. I was like, this is like this is a pretty often thing that happens at cons is these older men will go and prey on these naive girls that want to be the next big cosplayer in Chattanooga. And it really comes down to you have to watch out for your friends and your sisters and I mean even your brothers because I've seen it the opposite way happen where an older woman will be preying on a younger man.
Exactly. You gotta keep a close eye out and look out and just in case of those suspicious individuals in the convention floor.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Although, yeah. It varies. Like, that's like the majority of the horror stories that you can hear occasionally at cons, unfortunately. Or even, not even the majority, but just creepers in general. Like the one I was telling you earlier about the guy at the Attack on Titan photo shoot, and he wasn't cosplaying any character, but he wore this mask over his face with a question mark, and was like, oh, I'm any character from Attack on Titan that dies.
Yeah, and I would assume that's probably one of the uglier characters of Attack on Titan that dies.
Mm-hmm. But no, creepy people at conventions.
Yes. And even some well-known people within fandoms, take for example, what was his name, Toon Critic. Even people like Toon Critic, they can turn out to be real creepers. I'm not gonna go into. Go ahead.
Momocon, how she's canceled because she's one of the biggest sex offenders in cosplay.
Yeah, that was the majority of last week into this week still. Especially since there were video footage of her actually assaulting people.
Oh wow. Now is there a video? Now just do me a favor and DM me if there's a video, DM it or something.
I don't know if it's still there or not, but a friend of mine, and I never actually got to see the video, but he found the video where it's her literally grabbing a guy's ass on the video, and she obviously, you can look at his face and tell, oh, he did not consent to this. So, one thing I will say to everyone out there who is listening, cosplay does not necessarily mean consent. Period. Don't try to argue it. Don't try to say, oh, well, this character's dressed in a skimpy costume. They're consenting to it. That's not the case at all.
Exactly. I mean, you could see somebody cosplaying as, Ryuko Matoi in her, battle suits. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it wouldn't be consent at all. You wouldn't want somebody touching you where you don't want to be. So why should you touch somebody where they don't want to be?
Exactly. And there's another thing I want to share, but at the same time, I'm not going to, just because it's still an ongoing thing in my little cosplay community. But to give a Reader's Digest version, we had a scandal occur the same day that people were coming forward about Momo-kun, and that is all I'm going to say, because if I say any more, it will reveal what it is right away. And unfortunately, with this, we have reached a point where we now have a person who's pressing charges against another person.
Oh my.
And I don't want to mention anything further, just because of the fact that if there's now a case involved, I want at least justice for the people who have come forward saying this person has sexually assaulted them, or violated them, or even raped them. And it hits close to home because a few of them are friends of mine that it happened to. So, the takeaway message I'm going to give you, without going into the details, cosplay does not equal consent in any way or form. And if you are going anywhere with someone you have just met at a convention, please stay safe. Tell your friends. Let them know. That way they can, or even if they want to go with you while you are with this new person, that's cool too.
Exactly. Can't stress this PSA enough. Anyway, so Michaela, is there any other stories you want to tell us? I'm sorry we've been talking to the microphone when we were asking you if you wanted to come on the air, but yeah.
No, I was very intrigued to hear that there are more of these cases out there happening, I think another thing that we really need to push is that it's not always just sexual advances. Sometimes we don't want friendly advances either. Like sometimes I'm hot, I've been in a laced up corset all day, I've had my petticoat on for 4+ hours, and I just want to go sit down and get a drink of water. It's nothing against you, but please don't come up and hug me and ask me for photos. I will come to you later. Let me go get something to drink.
Exactly. You know, we all need a break sometimes when we're cosplaying.
That reminds me. Go on. I have a funny thing. Share, but go on.
We all need those cosplayer off-duty buttons for cons.
Yeah. Talking about that, there's this cosplayer who is well-ish known, who's been around for a while, Tekka Cosplay, and I met her at a con, and she came up with this beautiful item that is called a cosplay poncho. And what it is essentially is if you don't want to ruin your cosplay while, say, you're eating, or if you're trying to get somewhere and you don't have time for photos and you're in this beautiful cosplay, what you can do is you can put on this poncho, and essentially it tells everybody who within eye and seeing distance that you are not available for photos, period.
That's a really smart.
Yeah, that's a smart idea.
It is, and of which we need to get a poncho part. But essentially, it's a clear, delicate, almost trash bag-like poncho, but still a poncho. And she would, she would go out in this really beautiful cosplay, and I don't remember what it was exactly when she was telling the story. And people would stop her wanting photos, and she's just like going, I need water, I need food, because, another PSA, food and water are your friends at conventions. Do not dehydrate, do not starve yourselves. It's not, I mean, it every person's different, but if you survive on water or you get overheated, then it's no fun. Especially when you're in a cosplay that's like 3+ layers. But no, poncho is your friend. It is your friend because if someone is trying to come up to you and ask you for photos while you're clearly in the middle of eating, poncho helps them know that you are not interested in taking photos at this time.
That's a smart idea. I think I might take.
If I can find the link.
I think I might take that advice too. I mean, there's rarely ever a time that I'm not interested in taking photos in cosplay. I mean, that's the one thing I like most of all. But, you know, if I'm eating and stuff, you know, and just a little busy with stuff, you know, I gotta have my own personal space, you know? But most of the time, I'm open to being in costume and just taking photos.
Okay, I'm gonna post the link. For those of you who are on Discord, I am posting the link in the general topics, general tag, and I will also throw it in the cosplay tag as well, because it is cosplay related.
Okay.
And I'll even read the description for everyone out there. And like I said, this is Tekka, as in T-E-C-K, or C-A, T-E-C-A cosplay. In the description it says, it's a lightweight, reusable, adult-sized poncho with cosplayer on break, no photos please, printed on the front and back. Includes armholes and a hood. One size fits most. Neckline can be stretched to fit over most wings and headpieces. Logo designed in collaboration with Dahlia Rabbit, or Dahlia Bunny. Printed in the USA. Please message for orders of more than 3 ponchos. Some handy uses include, but are not limited to, taking a break in costume without being constantly asked for photos, being able to shop in the dealer's hall or artist alley without being asked for photos. And there's a story behind this one because I can confirm it. Maybe not in relation to this, but where they're coming with this one. Not quite ready for or in costume and don't want to have photos taken. Protecting your costume while eating or drinking without having to change. Protecting your costume from makeup if you have to put the costume on first. Unpredictable weather and no attached hotel. Meaning, for the last one, it means like if you're at a con and you actually had to walk from your hotel to the con, like AX or RTX or other conventions, and you have unpredictable weather, there is a poncho for you. But Dealer's Hall and Artist Alley, reason that one is a thing, and I know this for sure for one convention called Non-DustCon, or at least it used to be. A lot of conventions also, and this varies up there with it, they don't necessarily like it when you are taking pictures in the artist alley area because they think that it might be you taking pictures of other people's artwork and ideas and merchandise, and you might be taking it as your own to try to bootleg.
Exactly. That's quite interesting. I might have to look into this. But yeah.
I have actually seen that happen. Where it's like an art show and they'll stop and take pictures of a cosplayer, but it'll actually be them sneaking pictures of art that they can't afford to buy, so they're then trying to go and copy it for themselves.
Yes, that's one thing. That's one thing I don't like is that people would pretend. Yeah, people pretending to take photos of cosplayers when they're actually stealing art. And if you want to buy art, just buy it. Buy a print. Actually, buy a print. Take a photo of it. Tweet it to the person that you bought it from. Say, hey, promote this person. That's personally what I would do myself. Go follow this person, That's something I would personally do. Just to promote the person that sold the art.
Some people aren't like that. Some people, unfortunately, there are people out there who will buy art, then upload it onto whatever their social media is and claim it as their own, and then get art theft.
Yes, that's when you gotta ask the artist if it's okay to promote it. Like that's what I did when I bought an art print from an artist here locally in my area. I messaged them, say, hey, I want to promote your art, and mention your art on Instagram. They consented. I posted it, put the tag in it, put them in a tag, and told everyone, hey, go support this person. But yeah. But anyway, okay. I can't believe we're almost at 3 hours already.
Yeah.
So anyway, since I asked you to be on the stream, and I wish that our friend Evmany was on with us to join us, but things happen. But yeah, is there anything else you would like to talk about while we're on the air?
For the people out there who have never attended a con, I would like to say that it's not all that. I have met and become and blossomed into such a better person from going to cons than I ever was before. Before a con, if you tried to convince me to come do this, even though no one can see me, no one knows what I look like, I would have declined because I wouldn't want to be made fun of. And now I'm like, I don't care what people think of me because I like it. And that's I got out of going to cons and becoming a cosplayer. And I have honestly met some of the better friends in my life from going to conventions and just, even if you don't know anyone at the con you're at, I promise you, if you show up and you make an effort, you will meet some of the coolest people ever.
Exactly, like with the first con that I ever went to, you're like, for example, that convention, you're guaranteed 100%, if you make an effort, you're guaranteed to make a friend, at least one. And of course, that friend being on the call right now, actually.
Yeah. My word of advice, if we're going that direction, it's pretty much the same. The other thing, if you want, you don't necessarily have to feel, I mean, if you feel the pressure of feeling like, oh, I'm gonna go to a con for the first time, I have to wear a cosplay, that, you don't necessarily have to do that. You could even wear a cosplay for, say, a day, or what you could do is even go on day one in normal everyday clothes. That's totally fine. Or you could wear a cosplay on the first day, whichever you choose. My only advice, if you go to a 3-day con and you are there for all 3 days, don't forget to take care of yourself while at said con. And when I say take care of yourself, I mean both in the sense of staying hydrated and getting food. Taking care of your body is a key thing, because if you're not having fun, then it could be maybe a factor of you're not drinking enough water or you're not getting enough food. But another thing I'm going to mention, please, 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 if you are going to a con for all 3 days, don't forget to shower.
Yes. Words to live by.
Bathing is important, especially if you are going to wear the same costume all 3 days. And it is a costume with layers, or a costume that you're going to sweat in. Deodorant is your friend, showers are your friend, soap is your friend. I've gotten into the habit of almost showering every day at a con just because of where I'm at and hot weather. And I'm not even in Arizona. I just do it out of habit now. Just because I don't want to sweat a lot. And if I do sweat a lot, I don't want it to carry over into the next day.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with Kayla? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Just the username, I'm going, okay, do I want to go Michaela Leah, or, anyway.
The name and it's actually it's like a joke from like high school. My class badge name, which would probably have been easier to remember, is just Mixie, Mixxy. I'm probably gonna change it later.
No worries. We change names all the time.
Yes.
But no, I agree. If you're at a con, you're essentially, for the most part, surrounded by other people who enjoy the same things as you. And it's a pretty beautiful thing. Especially when you're cosplaying from one series and you find another person who's cosplaying another character from the same series. You're among friends at a convention. within reason. And like I said, I mean, if you, especially nowadays with cons, if you're going anywhere with someone you just met at a con, let other people know, just for your own safety and taking care of yourself.
Exactly.
And the big thing, if you're at a con with alcohol and you think you drive yourself home because you're not staying at the hotel, find somebody, find a friend, because I promise you, we'll find space for you in our rooms instead of letting you drive yourself home. You can't enjoy a con if you're not alive.
Yeah, no. Or life in general, if you're not alive. And that was not meant to be a horrible joke. That just was unintentional.
Dan.
But no, your friends love you. If you're drinking at a convention and you try to drive home, please don't.
Yes. I'm gonna say one other thing, real quick. And this is a cosplay thing. Cosplay is for everyone. Okay, so whether you're, regardless of your ethnicity, your physical handicap, uh, your gender, whatever. If you enjoy cosplaying as the character that you like, definitely do it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, because some people are kind of like that. They kind of
Some people
yeah
are jerk.
yeah they can be some people can be pretty judgmental about that kind of stuff. But if the word is, you gotta accept people for their cosplay choices, because if you don't accept their cosplays, if you don't, because they could be really well-made cosplays, except they're not the right kind of size or gender or ethnicity, or if they're physically handicapped.
Yeah.
You gotta help them love themselves. Love them and help them love themselves. But yeah. Can't say it enough. I've seen this numerous times in the cosplay community.
I agree wholeheartedly. As far as seeing it, I've also been occasionally on the opposite end of it, where it's like, okay, your opinion was really not needed, dude. For lack of better words that could have been thrown. I mean, obviously, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
How's it going, Pathfinder Light? You're listening to a pretty lengthy show. Okay, so I guess we could probably try for the 3-hour mark, just because we've we were originally talking about convention horror stories. Then it turned into discussing all things cosplay and conventions. Oh, you're here.
The other thing we could do, if we wanted to at least try to wrap up, just because I'm gonna have to probably go soon.
Yes. Okay, so let's say for about 8 minutes we play meme graffiti, and that's where I'm gonna bring everyone into the green room, and we'll do it one at a time. Everyone join the Discord, and we'll play meme graffiti. We're not going to take phone calls. I'm going to take your call. I'm going to bring you into the live room from the green room, and we'll have some fun. Please have your microphone ready, and yeah, you guys ready to play? Okay, I'll bring everyone into the green room. And when I call your names, you have at least 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. And I'm gonna rotate. Okay, everyone to the... Yeah, you gotta say what... Yeah. Okay. And Pathfinder Light, please, if you want to join the game of Meme Graffiti, go ahead, join the green room. We're gonna have a little bit of fun for 8 minutes. I see Major left, okay. Right. So, let's begin. Starting with Crazy Lady Cosplay, Meme Graffiti.
Ulrich, who muted and server muted himself. Wait, we're back in that room? Wait,
You're in the live room. You were supposed to get ready.
I went to the green room.
Okay, thank you. I'll call you back in a minute. Okay, Mixie. Mixie, Meme Graffiti.
Did it fix it?
What? Okay, Oh, I accidentally put you in... Okay, everyone goes back in the... It's been... I've never done this before, so... I'm gonna put everyone in the green room. We'll try again. Alright. Crazy Lady, Meme Graffiti.
Okay. Cosplay. RWBY. Attacking Grim. Green room.
And to the green room you go. Okay, Mixie, Meme Graffiti.
How do you play Meme Graffiti?
Well, you just say whatever it is that's on your mind. Whether it's a prank, whether it's a joke, or whether it's a meme. Or if it's just something serious. So, do you have anything random to say before we rotate it back?
Turtles are illegal in Tennessee, and I think that's rude.
Well, I didn't know that. Okay. Crazy Lady, Meme Graffiti.
Yes.
No. Thank you. Okay. Back to Mixie. Mixie, Meme Graffiti. Okay, and it seems you're not ready yet. Okay. I guess I could probably bring everyone back in the live room. We don't have a whole lot of people in here. I mean, if we had like 10 people in the green room, I mean, it could work. We could play this, but we don't have that many people. And we were doing phone calls earlier, but I had already turned off the phone system. So yeah. Okay. So we'll do it this way. Since it's Mixie's first time in Discord, I'll just not move anyone into the green room again. I'm gonna keep everyone in the live room, and you guys just say whatever it is that's on your mind once I call your name, alright?
Sounds good.
Okay, we'll try a couple more rounds. Crazy Lady, Meme Graffiti.
Grim. Eating. Cosplayers. Cons.
Okay, and no, Mixie and Crazy Lady are not the same person. Mixie, you're up. Meme Graffiti.
Radioactive bite spider.
Are you talking about Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give you some extra points if you can sing the Spider-Man theme song.
Anybody?
can't think of the Spider-Man theme song. I know the Spider-Pig theme song, but not Spider.
Okay, that'll do. The Spider-Pig theme will do.
Yes, do it, do it, do it.
Spider-Pig, can he swing from a web? No, he can't. Watch out, Spider-Pig!
That's beautiful.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you. Okay, you get some extra points for that. Salem Crazy Lady. Meme Graffiti.
Okay. Cat. Africa. Superhero. Wakanda.
Okay, I'm assuming this is some kind of Black Panther reference. Am I correct?
Yep, I was trying to think of stuff to say Black Panther without it being me outright saying Black Panther.
Okay. Okay, Mixie. Meme Graffiti.
I don't feel so good.
Oh, that's okay. That was pretty much me too when the first time I went to a con.
No, she made me think of the Infinity War movie.
Oh yes. Oh yes, no.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Maybe we could end that train of thought and not...
Yeah, he just ruined the game for us.
I am Salem. I ruin everything. Ask
She
Austin.
ruins it. She ruins everything. And I have to be paid to do it for her too.
I mean, if you want to leave, it just means we won't fix your tail.
Don't you ever talk about my tail again. I told you, Salem, not to talk about my tail.
Tyrion, you disappointed me because you failed me for the very first time.
I failed because of that RWBY. I didn't know she would cut my tail off. I'm still getting the PD.
Gonna cut your tail off.
I'm still getting the PTSD from that tail incident.
Can I channel Yang for a moment?
Go ahead.
It's a whale of a tail, isn't it?
Get in my green room. Get in the green room. You're done. You're done. You're done. Okay.
Poor crazy lady, all by herself.
Yeah. I feel bad for Salem. Let's bring her back in. Okay, I'm bringing you back in. If you talk about my tail again, you're done. We're gonna end the show. I'm gonna rage quit if you talk about my tail again.
You can't stop me from making puns. I can't control you.
Okay, so I think we're already at the 3-hour mark on Twitch. I'm already having enough fun as it is, so I mean, we could probably have a move to general after the stream, and we could all just have a powwow or something. I'm having quite a bit of a good time. So, does anyone have any last things to say before we end the stream?
Nope, it's been a real blast. So, to all of you watching, thank you. I hope I've provided some form of amusement as Queen of Grim.
Thank you, Mistress Salem. And what about you, Mixie?
I deeply enjoyed this as my first stream and first time on Discord, and I hope to join y'all again.
Oh yes, yes, definitely. You gotta join us again. It's a lot of fun, especially when F-Money is on with us, because she brings a lot of fun to the Discords. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you guys so much. 3 hours, man, I expected to be done around 2 hours. But, whew, you guys just woke me up. Okay.
We talk about horrific stuff.
Right?
Please.
Okay, so let me go ahead and get some thanks going in here. Some shoutouts. Thank you to Megan Von Vanity 91, the Stardust TV, Stardust the TV again, Spooky H9, aka Lauren from the Angry Grandpa Show, and Major Respect, also from the Angry Grandpa Twitch. We may go ahead and do this again on a on a weekly basis, unless we are all extremely busy. And yeah. And of course, thanks to Pathfinder Light, Z Comics, Time Blazer 9, and that's pretty much everyone, plus Salem and Mixie.
And Princess.
And Princess. We thank the Eris Weiss. Thank you, Eris Weiss, for all the dust that your company brings us. Okay. I'm gonna find somebody to host. Let's see, who do we wanna host? I suppose we could host, the Stardust TV. What do you guys say?
That sounds cool. I'm actually gonna have to log out just because I have to do a few things and I need food.
Okay, sounds good.
I need souls. I need souls.
Okay, what were you saying, Mixie?
I've been cooking chicken throughout like most of the stream. I've been sitting in my kitchen frying chicken. So I'm gonna go eat me some good old fried chicken.
Yeah. Good old was it the Walmart brand?
Yeah, like it's like chicken.
Oh, you and that Walmart brand. Kind of like me and that. Well, I certainly appreciate you guys being here, and yeah. So we'll go ahead and host Stardust, and yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next weekend for the next stream. Okay, I'm hosting right now, and I'm ending the stream.